Dragon Ball Super power scaling isn't bad unless you believe DBZ power scaling is bad. Dragon Ball Super's power scaling gets a lot of criticism, with fans often pointing to characters reaching new levels of power or transformations seemingly out of nowhere. But here's the thing, Dragon Ball Z and even some moments in their original Dragon Ball series did the exact same thing. Power scaling is a hot topic, so you don't have to agree with me. So let's break it down and see how the power leaps in Super are as unprecedented as you might think. First, let's dive into significant power leaps in Dragon Ball Z and give a brief reasoning behind them. Later, I'll explain why these jumps actually make sense. In the beginning of Z, both Goku and Piccolo had power levels of 416 and 408 when weightless. This is Goku power level after the Divine Water Boost in the King Piccolo saga, 3 years of training with Kami, and 5 years of moderate training after Dragon Ball into DBZ. That's 8 years in total, and Goku went from a base power of 260 to 416. Meanwhile, Krillin, Tien, and Yamcha did the exact same training as Goku with Kami, but only for 1 year, and they all became significantly much stronger than Goku and Piccolo. Piccolo later on in his arc also became much stronger, with his power level almost matching Nappa's, despite him seemingly doing some simple training regimen for someone like him. Now, I'm not bashing it, as it makes complete sense to me, and I'll explain later on in this video. Just be patient. Jumping to the Namek arc, we see even more tremendous leaps of power. Krillin starts the arc off with a power level in a range of 1500 through 2000 and ends the arc with a power level of 75,000. My boy Krillin is literally smacking the entirety of the Saiyan saga by the end of Namek. And that's pretty crazy, potential unlock or not. But that's not even the biggest leap. Piccolo had even a more tremendous boost in power. And I'm not even talking about the fusion with Nail, that's fine. Even if it seems like a massive boost, actually Piccolo power before the fusion was already pretty impressive. After only training with King Kai for about 5 days, Piccolo goes from a power level of 3500 to a level high enough to impress Nail, a character with a power level over 40,000. Even more astonishing, a Godbus states that the fusion with Nail was a 5 times boost for Piccolo, meaning that Piccolo power level was over 200,000 before the fusion. And it just happened repeatedly throughout Z. Some of the weaker characters in the next saga end up being stronger than the previous main antagonists. For example, Namek Krillin smacks Saiyan Saga Goku and Vegeta. Dr. Gero smacks Frieza. Deborah and Cell are relative to each other. This is a recurring theme in Dragon Ball. It's not some magical new thing only in Dragon Ball Super. That's why I mentioned earlier in this video, if you think Dragon Ball Super power scaling or power creep is bad, then so is DBZ. Now I would like to share my personal opinion on why these power leaps happen. This is somewhat headcanon, so feel free to take it with a grain of salt, but it is somewhat implied in the story. I believe that these main antagonists in Dragon Ball set the bar of power for our heroes to reach and surpass. Think about it, Raditz had a power level of 1500. Before this, none of the Z fighters thought that such a power was even attainable. But after meeting Raditz, they were able to reach and even surpass that level. Imagine it like this, you were at the gym and you regularly lift 225 on the bench press. For a long time, you believed that lifting 315 was impossible for you. Then one day you tried 315 and you went down grade but messed up on the lockout. This sets a new standard of what's possible. Motivated by this, you start training harder and smarter, gradually increasing your strength. Eventually you surpass your previous limits and lift 315, and the initial feat of failing 315 inspired and push you to reach new levels that you never thought was possible. For the higher tier fighters with more potential, they can surpass these bars significantly. For example, Goku on his way to Namek knew that there were fighters much stronger than Vegeta there. He constantly gauged the strength of the Vegeta battle on his way there and arrived with a power level of 90,000. In the previous saga, Vegeta's power level was most likely similar when he went grade 8. He was already weakened from the Kamehameha and Gallic Gun Clash and making the artificial moon. This showed that experiencing higher power levels allowed fighters to reach and exceed those levels. This also explains why Zenkai works the way they do. A Zenkai boost is a unique ability of the Saiyans that allows them to gain significant power increases from near fatal injuries. After the Saiyan saga, Vegeta had a power level of 24,000, which matched Goku's power level with the Kaioken times 3. After being beaten by Zarbon and recovering, Vegeta's power level increased to 30,000, enough to surpass Zarbon. This wasn't just a slight increase, it was a substantial leap, showing the potential of Saiyans to rapidly adapt and grow stronger in response to powerful opponents and dire situations. Goku constantly sensing stronger foes while healing in the healing pod also benefit from this mechanism. By the time he emerged from the healing pod on Namek, his power level had skyrocketed to 3 million, and this pattern just continues throughout Z. After leaving the time chamber, Goku didn't see the need to go back in, feeling that it would be a waste of time, while Vegeta went back in, seemingly making no type of progress. Yet after witnessing the intensity of the Gohan and Cell battle, a battle that shifted the power dynamic, both Goku and Vegeta surpassed their previous limits in the Buu saga. In this same saga, Krillin, Yamcha, and most likely Tien surpassed Frieza's power by defeating characters far stronger than him. And remember, Krillin thought that he reached his limit all the way back in the Namek saga, when his power level was in the 2000 range. In Dragon Ball Super, we see this concept push even further. During the Tournament of Power, Goku and the Saiyans continuously grow stronger, consistently pushing past their limits and receiving multiple Zenkais, thanks to all the incredible fighters present. By the end of the arc, some might argue that base Goku is on par with or even surpasses Vegeta Blue from the Goku Black arc, and there is some feats that actually back this up. However, a similar thing happened in the Buu saga of DBZ. Near the end of the Buu saga, Goku and Vegeta removed Majin Buu from Super Buu, causing him to undergo a transformation that results in Kid Buu return. During this transformation, Goku mentions that Kid Buu power is increasing instead of decreasing, leading many to believe that Kid Buu is stronger than Super Buu. Later, when Goku battles Kid Buu in his Super Saiyan 2 form, he comments that Kid Buu is on a completely different level than all the Buus up to that point. This statement is significant because it implies that Kid Buu is above the likes of Buu-Han, who require a perfect fusion level fighter to combat him. While there is room for debate, at the very least, Kid Buu can be considered stronger than Super Buu, who only Ultimate Gohan was capable of combating. However, this discussion isn't just about Kid Buu's crazy power jump, it's also about Goku. It seems that Goku got stronger during this arc. If Kid Buu is indeed stronger than Buu-Han, or at the very least Buu tanks, this means that Super Saiyan 3 Goku scales to that strength, since he was able to go toe-to-toe with Kid Buu. This is why I believe that Dragon Ball Power System works by having antagonists set new power bars for our heroes. Characters have been getting quote-unquote enormous power creeps since OG Dragon Ball. It's not something new in Super, but as I said, it makes sense and it's continually implied in Dragon Ball Super. Now let's discuss some characters who often face criticism within the fandom because they seemingly make Goku and Vegeta look bad. The Universe 6 Saiyans, Hell, Khalifa, and Kaba. Their strength is astonishing, especially considering the power levels of Goku and Vegeta at this point. In the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 arc, we see that Kaba and Vegeta are evenly matched in their base forms. It's important to note that Goku, during the Battle of God saga, absorbed the power of Super Saiyan God into his base form. This implies that the base forms of Goku and Vegeta in the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 arc are stronger than God Goku from the Battle of Gods arc. In that arc, Super Saiyan God was stronger than Z Vegito, who could already dominate the entirety of Z. So if base Kaba showed up in Z, he would make complete fools out of everyone there, even the high tiers, and potentially match or surpass God Goku from the Battle of Gods arc in just his base form. And he achieved this level of power simply by being himself, no intense gravity training, no time chamber, or no godly training. I understand why some might find this hard to believe or to accept. I'm not trying to force my belief on anyone here. However, there is a logical explanation for this, rooted into two factors: their environment and its cells. In a Q&A, Rama was asked if anyone could become a Super Saiyan through training and anger. He replied that it's not that simple. One's body must contain something called S cells. Once these S cells reach a certain amount, a trigger like anger will explosively increase the S cells, causing the transformation into a Super Saiyan. Most Saiyans have some S cells, though not a great quantity. The reason why Goku and Vegeta children can become Super Saiyan relatively easy is probably because they inherited a lot of S cells, and because of Earth environment is gentler and easier to live in than planet Vegeta. The Universe 6 Saiyans never left their home world, which likely has a gentler environment than planet Vegeta. This could be a peaceful planet like Earth. In Universe 7, we see Saiyans like Vegeta and Broly surpassing the king while still being children, and Goku and Vegeta offspring achieving remarkable feats at young ages. In Universe 6, where Saiyans never left their homeworld, didn't fight amongst themselves, and continuously accumulated more S cells over generations, it's no wonder they are so prodigious. It makes perfect sense and you can't deny that. If you do disagree, then you should also call Goten Trunks power BS. Now for the final topic of the video, Dragon Ball Super superhero, and I'm just gonna come out and say, I don't understand why people get upset over this movie. Maybe it's because the Gammas are a bit goofy, but the film is literally a callback to the Cell arc. Piccolo and maybe Gohan I can understand, but they was already relative to Blue Goku. And are you really wondering why these androids are so powerful, but not the Cell arc androids? It feels a bit ignorant to get upset over. So let's appreciate the movie for what it is. That wraps up today's video. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update from here on out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.